Who's most likely to be a teacher's pet? Peter Parker, Ned, or MJ?
I'd say Ned.
Ned for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think MJ's not playing
MJ's definitely not a teacher's pet,
No.
and Peter Parker's probably the worst student ever because he's out
always,
saving the world every day.
Always gone.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to get their own MCU spin-off movie? Deadpool, Korg, or Kang the Conqueror?
I would like to see Korg's spin-off movie. I would I think Taika in that role is so funny. So a whole film as that would be perfect for me.
Yeah. Who's most likely to end up in a jail cell after a night out? Norman Osborn, Dr. Otto Octavius, or J. Jonah Jameson?
Norman, right?
Well, yeah, he is just
of the
evil and just...
Yeah, the little, he'd be switching.
Yeah, it would have to be
when
Norman.
the goblin takes over, and you're like,
Yeah, but he probably wouldn't end up in a jail cell, would he?
He would, yeah. But I mean, I think we're thinking literally, where I think, it's a little bit more conceptually.
I think Doc Ock or Goblin would just be killing people. And that you can go to prison for.
They'd have to go to a special,
high maximum security.
kind of superhero prison.
Yeah. What's it called?
supervillain
Ravenscroft,
prison.
I think is what it's called in the Spider-Man universe, is the superhero prison. Supervillain prison. Ravenscroft.
Supervillain prison.
Supervillain prison. Supervillain prison. Supervillain prison. Supervillain prison. Sorry.
No, never apologise.
Sorry, we just had a little...
That's quite a good little thing though.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Getting ready for a scene.
Yeah.
Supervillain prison.
Supervillain prison. Supervillain prison.
Me.
Who's most likely to not team up with the Avengers because they're hungover? Ant-Man, Thor, or Star-Lord?
It's got to be Thor.
Thor,
isn't it?
yeah, 'cause
he's drinking a lot in the Endgame.
Yeah, isn't he having a bit of a rough time?
He sounds like he's got a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to appear in the MCU as part of the Sinister Six? Venom, Mysterio, or Rhino?
That is such a clever way to trick us to give you an answer, and I really appreciate it. But unfortunately, we can't answer that question. But I like what you did there. That was really clever. You sort of sucked us in with a really fun interview. No. Not today.
Who's most likely to miss Tony Stark the most? Peter Parker, Bruce Banner, or Happy Hogan?
Happy.
Wow, I'd say Happy, yeah. As much as Peter has an amazing relationship with Tony, and also Tony was kind of Peter's father figure, I think the relationship between Happy and Tony, goes on for, I think they've known each other like 30 years or something like that. So that brotherhood that they have must be very special.
Yeah. Who's most likely to make Bruce Banner turn into the Hulk? Peter Parker, Doctor Strange, or Thor?
I've always wanted to have more to do with Ruffalo. I also, just being a massive fan of his work, I also love him as a person. Mark is one of the nicest people. But I think Peter Parker and the Hulk, or Spider-Man and the Hulk, could be a great, imagine the Hulk walking on and Peter Parker's just sitting on his shoulders or something. I think it would be a really nice dynamic. So I'm going to go with Peter Parker because I would be deliberately trying to make him the Hulk. Yeah.
I mean, I'll share the enthusiasm. I think there was I don't know, did it end up being in there? You being thrown by him?
Yeah, there was, but it's not in the film.
Oh, dang. That's what you told me, and I was so excited to see it.
Yeah, there was this really cool bit in Endgame. There was this scene called The Trench, where basically Giant Man dug a huge trench in the battle. All of the Avengers kind of came together. Captain America gave an inspirational speech about what we were going to do, and then we went up to the front line, and I think that's when he said the original Avengers Assemble, and then we all charged out of this trench. And I was next to Mark, who was obviously in a mocap suit, and we were like, wouldn't it be cool if you threw Spider-Man? We pitched it to the Russos, so that was awesome. And then we did this really awkward thing where I would jump and then Mark would pretend to catch me and throw me.
You.
And we thought it'd be really cool, but I think that scene just in the midst of the battle didn't really make sense. I remember when they built this trench and we all had to kind of clamber down the trench, and Chadwick, he launched off the top of the trench and would land on the floor every time. It was so cool. It was amazing. I remember thinking I was the athletic one. I was like, guys, I do my stunts. I'm Spider-Man, don't worry about it. And Chadwick it was incredible.
Who's most likely to have the biggest MCU bromance? Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, or Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo?
I think you and Jake.
Me and Jake,
Yeah,
man.
that was.
love
I
Jake
got to
so
witness
much.
it.
He actually texted me
firsthand.
yesterday, and I don't want to brag about it, but Jake Gyllenhaal texted me yesterday. and
I
it was,
remember the first time he texted you.
Yeah.
And you were like, Jake Gyllenhaal texted me. And I was like, me and Jacob were like, okay. Like, whatever.
You're like, yeah, he's in this movie.
Yeah,
Like, why is that such a big deal?
And I remember you being worried that he was just being your friend because of the movie.
Because I'd heard that Jake was like a method actor, and in the film he's supposed to be my friend, but he's only pretending to be my friend.
So he thought he was only pretending to be his friend.
Yeah, and I was amazed by how nice Jake was. Like, when I first met him, I was like, he's one of the greatest people I've ever met. I love him. And then it dawned on me, I was like, wait a minute.
What if he's just pretending?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't. They're friends. It's great.
Yeah.